Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Nima here. Now, since I own a business, I've been asked quite a few times, Nima, how did you start an LLC? And so in this video, I'll dive deep into one of the best and easiest ways to open up your LLC today. I'll show you step by step how I did mine and how you can get yours set up as well. Now, in the first part of this video, I'll explain what an LLC actually is and why it's important to you as an entrepreneur or a small business owner. And in the second part of this video, I'll show you how to create your own LLC through LegalZoom, which is the same platform I use to open my own. I'll put some timestamps in the description box below if you want to skip to the second part of the video right away. All right, now let's quickly cover what an LLC is and why it's important. An LLC is a type of company structure that you could choose for your business that has several advantages. It's called a limited liability company, mainly because it helps you protect your personal stuff like your house, your savings, and your personal cars if anything happens to go wrong with the business. So if the company happens to get sued or happens to go bankrupt, your personal things won't be at risk. Now, another cool thing about an LLC is that it gives you the flexibility with your taxes as well. You know how not all businesses are considered the same? Well, an LLC lets you choose how exactly you want to be taxed. You can be taxed like a one-person business, or you could be taxed like a big corporation. It really just depends on what works best for you. But remember guys, it's always a good idea to talk to a tax advisor to figure out the smartest option for your LLC individually. And I'll mention one other final advantage about LLCs, and that's the ability to attract investors to your business. You can offer them something called membership interests or ownership shares in your LLC. This basically means that they can invest money in your business and become part owners with you. It's an attractive feature for people who want to invest in your business, and I think it's a good outlet to help you raise money to grow. Okay, but let's go ahead and dive into actually setting up your LLC. Here are the steps. All right, guys, first things first, you need to come up with a cool name for your business, and it should be something catchy that represents what you're all about. But keep in mind, there are some rules. You can't choose a name that's already been taken by another business, and some states don't allow certain words like insurance or banking in your name. Now, naming requirements vary by state, but all states do require that your business name indicates that you are registered as a limited liability company. So, in this case, let's go ahead and go with Nima Jay Finance, LLC. I already have it pre-written here, so we can go ahead and check on the availability of that. All right, next, go ahead and choose where your LLC will be located. Of course, I live in California, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. Now, the vast majority of people simply select their local state. If you have a physical address for your business already, whether that includes your home office or another office of some kind in your state, and you expect to do most of your business in that local state, then typically you will choose that option. Now, you can still do business in other states depending on the type of business that you want to do. For example, Delaware is sometimes chosen as it can have advantages for certain types of business. But for now, I would suggest just selecting the state that you plan on operating in. So in this case, again, for me, I live in California, so I'm going to go ahead and choose California. All right, now I'll go ahead and click next as it will begin to process my registered business as an LLC in the state of California. And it should lead into which types of packages LegalZoom actually offers. So we'll go ahead and press next. All right, so as you guys can see here, it gives you three different options. It says I could do most of the work myself, or I want advice from my experienced attorneys, or actually from LegalZoom's attorneys. Now, you have the basic offering, the pro, and the premium. The basic is just $0 as far as what LegalZoom will charge. Eventually, you will pay some state filing fees, but this does include your articles of organization, which is a document that I'll get into a little bit later. later. It'll have name check service to confirm that your preferred business is available. It'll give you a digital packet, which is nice, just gives you a step-by-step checklist. And then of course it gives you a customizable website, which is also nice. So if you want to power anything by Wix, you have that option as well. And then you have the Pro, which costs $249 on LegalZoom's end. And that includes everything that the basic package offers, but it also gives you an operating agreement, and then it gives you an EIN number, which is incredibly important because that's what's going to be used for you to file taxes, open bank accounts, and then build your own staff. We'll talk about this in just a second. It also gives you a comprehensive guide to business licenses for your location and your industry, and then they give you some consultations in case you have any questions. And lastly, if you want to throw an extra $50 in there, essentially what this premium package will give you is everything in the basic and in the pro. But in addition to that, they'll go ahead and give you guidance from an experienced attorney. They'll give you consultations that run about 30 minutes long. That pretty much runs throughout the first 30 days of your subscription. And then any changes that you want to have to your LLC formation with the documents and whatnot, you can also do that. Now, personally, I don't really need advice from any attorneys because I just go with any counsel that I choose my own preference to. So what I selected for myself was Pro. I think it came out to be really beneficial. And that's mainly because the Pro includes this EIN number and they pretty much take care of all of the paperwork so that you don't have to worry about it yourself. I also like the fact that I could call them for consultations if I actually needed to do so. So I went ahead and went with the Pro. Now I will explain the EIN a little bit further, and that stands for Employer Identification Number. So this is a unique 9-digit number that is assigned by the IRS to businesses and organizations for tax identification purposes. An EIN is used to identify a business entity, and it is typically required for various activities such as filing your tax returns, opening up a business bank account, hiring employees, and conducting certain financial transactions. So let's go ahead and click on this for my LLC. Now right here, it says who will be the primary contact. Now, of course, you'll probably go ahead and enter in your own information here. Since I've already done this, I won't necessarily do it, but all you got to enter in is your email address and your phone number as well. And that's optional. So go ahead and click next. Now you want to go ahead and kind of enter in what your business is actually all about, whether it's related to finance, food, consulting, sports, whatever it is that it is, you want to go ahead and enter in those items here. So for example, for me, I'll go ahead and enter finance. And the nice thing is you can actually enter more than one option. So you could do finance and go ahead and click that. You can also do sports. So you can go ahead and just put a comma there. You could put sports, you could put health, whatever it is that you think is important, you could go ahead and list these items here. So I'll just leave mine as finance and wealth management, and we'll go ahead and press next. Now, the next thing here, it shows a registered agent and total compliance. So let me just break this down for you quickly. Now, for the registered agent, every LLC needs a registered agent. It's basically a person or a company that will receive important documents for your business. It could be you, it could be one of your employees, or it could even be a special registered agent service that you might happen to bring on. The important thing is that this person or company has to be available at an address in your state during regular business hours. You can even be your own registered agent if you want, but keep in mind that your name and address will be public information. Now, as for the total compliance section, total compliance for an LLC means that you are following all the rules and the laws that apply to your company. This includes things like filing the right paperwork, keeping accurate records, paying your taxes, and meeting any other legal requirements. Now, by doing this, the LLC stays in good standing and it avoids getting into trouble with the law. Now, we'll go ahead and press next here. Now, right here, it's going to go ahead and mention relax with our registered agent service. So this is where LegalZoom is actually trying to act as the registered agent for you. And remember, I mentioned that every LLC needs a registered agent. Again, basically, it's just a person or a company that will receive important documents for your business. Now, if you're comfortable handling important documents like legal services, tax forms, and other official correspondences, then just go ahead and click on this bottom section that says that you'll appoint a different registered agent. And that could be yourself or someone else related to the business. Otherwise, you could have LegalZoom take care of it for you in this case if you need it. Now, LegalZoom does charge $249 for the first year, and then it renews automatically each year after that. So just keep that in mind. If you want them to be your registered agent of service, they'll go ahead and give you a charge. So in this case, I elected that I could handle all of the legal paperwork myself. So I just press this. Again, it just wants you to make sure, so you appoint different. All right, now in this section, we are going into total compliance. And again, this simply just means that you are following the rules and the laws that apply to your company. You can either have LegalZoom do this, or you could handle it yourself. So I'll go ahead and just press no thanks here. Okay guys, now in this section, it just says most successful businesses start and grow with the help of professionals. Of course, it's mentioning if you want a CPA or an attorney. So we'll go ahead and press next. Okay guys, now going into this section, LegalZoom will ask you if you need assistance or if you need an advisor for your LLC taxes. Now, if you already have an accountant or a CPA that's capable of handling your business taxes, then I would just go with them. If you'd rather have LegalZoom do it, then choose either the middle option if you're a solo owner for $99 a month, or go with the third option here if you're planning on opening up a partnership, S Corp or C Corp as an LLC. Either option honestly is nice, as they will prep and file your taxes for you, and they will provide you with unlimited tax expert advice. Otherwise, if you want to just handle it on your own, you could handle the taxes on your own. So we'll go ahead and click that. Next up, we have this legal protection plan. Now, this is a nice feature if you are looking for advice on legal topics or issues like entity selection, contracts, compliance, or whatever else may require an attorney to oversee. It's not totally necessary for a handful of businesses, but you can go ahead and test out a free trial for 10 days. It automatically comes with this if you plan on choosing it, and you can see if this option is beneficial to you. If not, then you can always just cancel it out. But for now, we'll go ahead and just press no thanks. And next up here, you'll see some special offers, which we'll go ahead and skip. And then next we have the expedited processing, which is in case you need a quick turnaround for your business formation. So let's say you guys are in a rush and you need, to get your bank open right away, your accounts open, you already have a partner who's pushing you or whatever the case may be. Right here, you can get this pretty much done in one day, which is fairly nice. Otherwise, the option I chose, just to not add this fee, is that LegalZoom will go ahead and process it within 5 to 14 days. So about a week to 2 weeks, and it should pretty much be ready for you. And down here we have the Founders Kit. Now the Founders Kit is fairly nice. It's basically a binder with your business name, formation of documents printed on archival paper. It includes your articles of organization. It also gives you a personalized notebook and a step-by-step checklist for what to do after your LLC is formed. Now I'll show you an example. Now I actually got my Founders Kit just because I thought it would be nice and I didn't know how many of these businesses I would eventually open, but essentially the folder looks like this. It'll go ahead and have your business name right on the corner here. I'm just covering it since I'm keeping it private, but you'll see that it says LegalZoom right there. But it's pretty nice. It has a whole bunch of paperwork inside. So whatever it is that you need, if you like this idea, you can go ahead and go for it. Now I will mention, of course, this isn't totally necessary, but again, I ordered it for myself. All right, so we'll go ahead and press next. Now you finally reach the end where it just shows you a total review of your order. Just again, make sure that you have everything selected and prioritized as far as the items that you need. And then once you have everything that you need and you think it looks good, then you can go ahead and continue to checkout. Now that you've completed your online work, it's time for some basic paperwork. You'll need to fill out a document called the Articles of Organization, and you'll go ahead and see that right here. Now, you'll have to file this with the Secretary of the State. This form tells the government that you want to create an LLC. Each state has its own form, so you'll need to find the right one for your state. You can actually find it on the website of the state agency that handles business stuff. I've provided a link to the Articles of Organization form in the description box below, and this is what it is right here. So it's just a 2-page document in PDF. You just fill out all of the basic information and then you submit it to the Secretary of State, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now, as you're looking at it, this form just asks you very basic questions like your name, the address, how it will be managed. And honestly, don't worry, it's not too complicated. Just go ahead and fill in the details and make sure everything's correct. Then you or someone from your business will just need to sign the form at the bottom. Now, again, after you filled out this form, send it to the state along with the filing fee. I believe the filing fee is $70. And of course, this fee varies depending on what state you're in. Once the state approves your form, they'll go ahead and send you this fancy certificate that your LLC is officially registered. And then you'll need this certificate to do things like open up a bank account for your business or get that tax identification number. For those of you in California, like myself, you'll need to submit your application via regular mail, online, or in person. Now, this next step is not always required, but it is a good idea to do it anyway. You should create an operating agreement, and essentially what this is, a document that outlines how your LLC will work. It covers everything like how the profits will be divided and what happens if someone wants to leave the business and who's putting in the money, for example. Now, it's good to have this agreement in writing so everyone knows what to expect. You can find this free template online to help you get started. Otherwise, I've also linked a copy of this PDF for the operating agreement in the description box below. So feel free to browse through this, but you just fill it out, share it with your partners, and have it accessible. Finally, guys, once your LLC is up and running, you'll need to make sure you follow the rules to keep it in good standing with the state. That means that you have to file an annual report and pay a fee every year. Just stay on top of these things to keep your business in good shape and you'll be fine. Now, this does seem like a lot at first, but I promise you guys, it's really not that bad. It's more daunting than it is difficult. But all right, guys, that's it. That's the whole breakdown on LLCs. Again, it might seem like a lot, but it's actually pretty manageable. And remember, if you need more help, Nima's here for you. Just write to me in the comments and I'll attempt to answer any questions you might have. Good luck with your business. You got this.